Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new deep dive. Today's mission is, well, it's to unpack one of the most emotional and honestly most polarizing storylines in sitcom history.
Oh, definitely polarizing. Fans are still arguing about this one.
Right. I mean, we are talking about the completely unexpected romantic journey of Joey and Rachel from Friends, along with Ross's incredibly chaotic reactions to the whole
And
thing.
it is such a massive shift in the show's dynamic.
It really is. And we're going to explore our sources today to understand why this arc, despite being so controversial, was actually a masterclass in realistic relationship dynamics.
Because it's really not just a plot recap we're doing today. We are treating this as an exploration of human psychology.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, that transition from best friends to romantic partners is so fraught with risk. This storyline just brilliantly highlights the tension between, platonic comfort and actual romantic chemistry.
It completely flips standard TV tropes upside down. I
Us.
want you listening right now to think about a time you've watched two of your own friends try to cross that invisible line.
It is rarely a smooth process.
Never. Okay, let's unpack this because our sources point to the physical and emotional boundaries blurring long before they actually got together.
Right. It all starts to fracture on New Year's Eve.
Yes. So the gang is celebrating, and Ross clearly has this expectation. He wants to kiss Rachel at midnight.
He's completely projecting that expectation onto the evening,
But then Joey just steps in with this funny solution to avoid the awkwardness. He offers to be Rachel's midnight kiss instead.
which leaves Ross totally confused.
Totally. And it's played for laughs, but it's this accidental spark. But the real catalyst, the thing that drastically shifts the dynamic, is Rachel's pregnancy.
Because suddenly the physical environment has to change.
Exactly. She realizes she can't just stay in Joey's apartment forever as a single roommate. She has to move on.
And Joey's emotional pushback here is just so poignant. He desperately tries to convince her that there is plenty of room for a baby.
Oh, it breaks my heart. He literally points around the apartment to these imaginary spots, showing where a baby could fit.
Right, he's grasping at straws to keep his environment stable.
Both of them admit how much they love living together. It's like when you've had a roommate for so long, they become your emotional safety net.
Absolutely.
And the thought of them moving out feels like losing a limb. But I want to push back on this a little bit. Was Joey already subconsciously in love with her here, or was he just terrified of change?
What's fascinating here is how the show uses physical space, the apartment itself, as a metaphor for their emotional closeness.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So Joey isn't really just trying to fit a baby into a room. He's frantically trying to fit a changing Rachel into his existing life. I think he is just terrified of losing his anchor.
He just wants to hold on to his best friend. But then we move from that fear of separation to this sudden, really uncomfortable realization of romantic potential.
Which happens when Rachel opens up about her frustrations with dating while pregnant.
Right, she's feeling super vulnerable. She confesses she doesn't want a full relationship right now. She just wants one perfect night with someone she deeply trusts.
Someone she feels completely comfortable with.
And the exact moment of realization, you can see it on his face. Joey realizes he fits that description perfectly.
He checks every single box she just listed.
The atmosphere in the room just instantly changes. Both of them immediately recognize how weird the situation is. I mean, they are best friends.
And crucially, Rachel is carrying Ross's baby.
Right. Crossing that line just feels completely wrong to them, so they awkwardly back away and agree to pretend the conversation never happened.
Even though pretending becomes increasingly difficult from that point on.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Isn't this the ultimate rom-com setup?
On paper, yes.
Two people realizing the perfect person was right in front of them the whole time. Why did it immediately feel so wrong instead of, romantic?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights the heavy taboo of crossing deeply entrenched platonic boundaries.
Because they've basically been like siblings.
Exactly. And the presence of Ross's baby acts as a massive grounding reality check. It stops that classic sitcom trope dead in its tracks.
It totally shuts it down. And speaking of Ross, the tension of this unspoken boundary finally bursts.
And it forces everyone to confront reality.
Which brings us to how Joey and Ross handle this emotional devastation. Because Ross is dealing with his own intense struggles here.
He is still deeply in love with Rachel and just completely unable to move on.
Right. He's venting to Gunther at the coffee shop. He's spending Valentine's Day alone. And he's getting just terrible dating advice from his friends.
He is stuck in this agonizing limbo between hope and heartbreak.
But then comes the big twist. Joey actually gathers the courage to admit his feelings for Rachel to Ross first.
Which is such a massive subversion of what you'd expect.
Ross is totally shocked. At first, he tries to brush it off with jokes, but then he realizes Joey's feelings are genuine.
And he has a surprisingly mature moment here.
He really does. Ross tells Joey not to let him stand in the way if Rachel returns the feelings. He basically decides friendship matters more than his own pain.
It requires a tremendous amount of emotional compartmentalization from Ross.
It really does. I mean, think about it. How many of you listening right now could actually look your best friend in the eye and give them your blessing to date the person you're still in love with?
It goes against almost every biological instinct we have.
It's incredible. And because of that blessing, Joey finally confesses his love to Rachel, and she is just completely stunned.
She cares for him deeply, but she just doesn't feel the same way.
And Joey knows the rejection is coming before she even says it. You can see his heart breaking in real time.
It is deeply tragic. If you look at Joey's character, he is known for casual dating. He actively avoids emotional depth.
Yeah, he always keeps things light.
But this is his first experience with profound, vulnerable love, and it results in immediate rejection. It is a massive moment of character growth for him.
He handles it with incredible maturity, though. It really solidifies his status as one of the most lovable characters on the show.
He puts her comfort above his own pain.
But, the story doesn't end there. We transition to the aftermath of that rejection, and the dynamic completely flips.
Because over time, Rachel starts seeing Joey differently.
Right, those previously rejected feelings begin to grow, and eventually they actually cross the line and become a couple.
Sending shockwaves through the entire friend group.
The whole group is shocked, but nobody more than Ross. I mean, despite insisting he is quote-unquote fine, his reactions show he is desperately struggling inside.
He tries so hard to act supportive during those awkward dinners, but his nervous system is just rejecting the situation.
The margaritas definitely didn't help, but as Rachel and Joey try to take their friendship to a romantic level, they hit a wall.
They discover that love is just not that simple.
Every time they try to be a real physical couple, something feels off. The chemistry they expected just isn't there.
They keep comparing themselves to Monica and Chandler.
Yeah, they're wondering why Monica and Chandler's relationship felt so natural, while theirs feels incredibly forced. So what does this all mean?
It's a harsh reality check for them.
It's like trying to force two puzzle pieces together that look identical but just don't lock into place. You want it to work on paper, but the vibe is just completely off.
This raises an important question, though, about the fundamental difference between loving someone deeply and actually being in love with them.
Right, because the love is definitely there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the show brilliantly uses Monica and Chandler as a mirror here. It proves that a successful friends-to-lovers transition requires a very specific romantic spark.
A spark that Joey and Rachel simply lacked.
Exactly. Monica and Chandler had distinct boundaries before they got together. Joey and Rachel were so entrenched in this safe, almost sibling-like domestic comfort that romance felt like a violation of their own history.
That makes total sense. Which brings us to the resolution of this whole arc. Joey and Rachel finally realize an important truth.
That two people can love each other deeply as friends without being meant to be together romantically.
It is such a highly mature ending. They agree their friendship is just way too valuable to risk, so they choose to remain best friends instead of forcing a broken romance.
It's an incredibly grounding conclusion.
And that is exactly why this storyline is so memorable. It perfectly blends humor, awkwardness, heartbreak, and honestly, a surprising amount of realism.
It really tests the structural limits of their relationship.
From secret crushes to New Year's kisses, it's just an unforgettable journey. So I have to ask you, the listener, what do you think?
It's a tough debate.
Was ending the relationship the right decision, or should Joey and Rachel have stayed together and tried to work through it?
And I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. If chemistry can't be manufactured, even when two people have immense love, trust, and mutual respect, does that mean romantic compatibility is entirely out of our conscious control?
Oh, that's a heavy question.
Are we completely at the mercy of the spark? Or just our subconscious wiring?
It really makes you wonder who is actually steering the ship when it comes to love. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Keep